I grew up with a dad that loved science fiction a lot. He read the Dune books, and of course I saw the movie growing up. You know, the one with Sting being very, what's the word? Let's just say quote unquote sexy, because he wasn't. So a couple months ago, a couple friends and I, we rewatched the Dune movie, and yeah, it's a thing. It's terribly incredible, if that makes any sense. For those who've watched it, probably does. It's a cult classic, it's a great movie, but it's really bad at the same time. But as most of you guys watching this will know, that the new Dune movie came out on September 16th. And around that time I created a video about the ancient wind catchers in Yazd and how these are the oldest forms of air conditioning. And that video kind of blew up. A lot of comments on that video actually said that my video explained how the wind traps in Dune worked. But after looking into it, it's not that simple. The wind traps in Dune actually work very differently than the wind catchers in Yazd. So my name's Kaylee, and today we're going to look into the differences between the wind traps in Dune and the wind catchers in Yazd, Iran. Not many people watching this might know this about me, but I'm quite the avid gamer. I love games. I've always played games from a very young age, and I still play a lot of games. Not as often as I would have liked, because usually I'm writing scripts or making videos, but I do still game. And one of the games I needed to play for this particular video was Dune 2000, which I actually have. I got that a couple months ago, around the same time when we watched the Dune movie, because a friend of mine at the time was creating a video about Dune. So I had to play a little bit of Dune 2000 for this video to show some of the gameplay and to show the workings of the wind traps while I'm talking about it. So you'll see that throughout the video a little bit. There's actually only one major difference between the wind traps in Dune and the wind catchers in Yazd. So we're going to look into it right now. The wind traps were used on the planet Arrakis in the world of Dune. They were mostly used by the Fremen. The Fremen are the human inhabitants of the planet Arrakis, who mainly live in the desert. The wind traps on Arrakis in Dune don't function the same as wind catchers from Yazd. They do not use the same cooling technique and aren't built to have the wind blowing through them to cool down the interior of a building. The wind traps from Dune mostly work at night when the air has cooled down and condensation occurs. When the wind hits the wind traps, the wind with moisture will be caught and funneled down to collect the water particles in large catch basins for the Fremen to use. The catch basins are large underground facilities for the storage of the water that's been collected through the use of wind traps and death stills. A death still was a place where the Fremen were able to collect the water from a dead person's body, as water was the most precious material on the planet Arrakis. The Fremen would even go as far as to actually kill their wounded enemies so they could then collect the water from their bodies at the death stills. So the way the wind traps in Dune work is that they collect water from the air for the inhabitants to use, to drink, and for terraforming, for instance. In the Dune games, the wind traps would provide water and energy to the base's buildings and personnel. It would enable the use of certain weapons and would ensure power for the radar. In Dune 2000, the game I played for this video, the wind traps are even more important than they were in the base game of Dune and Dune 2. Their nominal power level was always 100% or above. The radar outpost could not operate without power, which makes the radar screen unavailable. Production and building speed decreases when you don't have enough power, and rocket turrets won't work. On top of that, the Death Hand missile won't progress, which is really a bad thing because you really want that to function properly. If you have seen my ancient air conditioning video, you will already see how much the workings of the wind traps differ from the workings of the wind catchers. But for those who might forgot or seen this video and not the ancient air conditionings video, here's a quick recap. The wind catchers in Yust aren't designed to collect water from the air like the wind traps, but only allows the air to flow throughout the designed path in the house to cool down the temperature inside the building before the warmed up hot air is released by the wind tower. The wind catchers are in some cases used in combination with fountains or underground kanuts. A kanut is an underground channel. For the use of evaporative cooling, which, as you of course can imagine, would function even better than wind catchers without this system. Wind catchers in Iran are sometimes used in combination with the yakhchals, or otherwise known as the ice houses in Iran. I've made a video about the yakhchals, and for those who haven't seen it, I highly recommend watching it. I'll put it as a card in the upper right corner. It's in the links in the description down below, probably in the end card. And for me, it's a lot of fun looking into these ancient forms of technology and these inventions from ancient times that we as a species have perfected over time. I haven't watched the new Dune movie yet, although I'm highly interested and very intrigued, and I hope it's a good one. Although I don't mind another cult classic. Of course, it won't be the level of cult classic that the original Dune movie was, but you know, nonetheless, I'm highly interested. And for those who like to see me mess up, watch my bloopers. You can skip ahead. And for those who don't mind me thanking everyone who supports me and my channel, and no, there is no team. Some people actually think that there's an entire team behind this channel. It's just me. I write scripts, I film, I edit, I make thumbnails, I do everything. There's no one else but me doing things, so please stop calling this a whole team. It's just me. But if you don't mind watching me thank the people who support me and the channel, then keep watching, I guess, and don't skip ahead, because you have reached the end of this video. This was just a short video, just a little bit of fun, looking into the differences, and yeah, that's about it. If you enjoyed watching, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to see more of these kind of videos, and click that bell icon if you want to be notified every single time I upload. If you haven't seen my previous videos yet, and I've got more than 60 now, so please go ahead, watch them, click the card in the upper right corner, links in the description down below, and always there are videos in my end card. Just click one of them, have fun. I'd also like to thank my patrons: Barry, Scott, Floyd, Vaughn, Rox, Jamie Hernandez, Dan Fowler, Jeff Henderson, DJ, Klaus Jepson, civilpoliticsradio.com, Ricky, Prabhu DC, Ira Whiteside, Malleus Flavus, Tom Barkwell, Jeff Rooks, Ben Serinus, Andreas Angurakis, Dibbler666, Wolfgang Zenker, Chance Hutnell, Menno Bucks, Nick, Hans van Poelgeest, James Lattimore, LT Agus, Chris Science, John C. Powers, and NGC6543. I would also like to thank my channel members: Nevers Guy, Malleus Flavus, Henry Hewitt, Stephen Jenny, John Jiv, Buddy, Erik van Dorp, The Giant, Milo Watlin, Harry Hans, Craig George, Moter, Philps, Tim Smith, Mariwa Olbigen, Ira Whiteside, James Fisher, George Kovacs, Jofra Cueva, Stephen Salmon, Patrick Marcus Lynch, James Lattimore, Girls Rock 47, Gary McMillan, Ricky N, and a name in Russian that I really can't pronounce. I tried, I'm sorry, and Ben Oppenheimer. Before I go, the first sample of the merch I designed has arrived. It's a notebook. It's very cute. This one is pink, but it comes in multiple colors you can choose from. It has the logo on the front and the logo very small on the back. It has lined paper on the inside. It's quite thick. The quality is really good, better than I expected. And I have more merch samples coming in, and later this month I will announce a date for the merch to actually drop, and you'll hear more about it then. So if you're interested in merch, just let me know in the comments down below. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! I don't know what sounds better, Fremmen with like the Dutch R, or Fremmen, R. I don't like the R. I hate my accent. I don't know what sounds better. For me, it's naturally to say Arrakis and Fremen. But for the people watching, you probably would enjoy Arrakis and Fremen a lot more. I need to stop. The Fremen on Arrakis. 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 No, this is not... No, it's not helping me.